Hello everybody, today I am in my green sweater once again. Firstly because I really love the sweater and it's really cold even though it's like the end of April already. And secondly is that this piece of clothing is the only thing that I relate to Harry Potter, we all know why. And yeah, today's video is going to be a Harry Potter themed tag because it is Harry Potter Day today. I filmed this video in advance, so I'm planning on oh my god. I literally see snowflakes, wow. It's like the 28th of April. I already like suntanned this year, like in March, and we have snow outside. I love this weather so freaking much. But let's get back to Harry Potter. So what was I talking about? I'm planning on uploading this video on the 2nd of May on National Harry Potter's Day, because I believe they won Hogwarts War, you know, a lot of years ago. This day, somewhere in 1997. I guess. And so yeah, that's why this day of the year marked as Harry Potter Day, the 2nd of May. And I initially wanted to film my Harry Potter collection video and upload it on the Harry Potter Day, but I just think I will not have enough time for me to, you know, film this video, edit it and upload it. Because it's going to be a huge one, I think, because I have a big collection. So I decided to leave this video until a little later, maybe until Harry Potter's birthday, which is, you know, the second Harry Potter day of the year. And by celebrating this, I decided to film this magical spell tag. And yeah, I sadly don't have any like wand or anything that I could, you know, entertain you with, but there will be just me in this video, you know. I have my Harry Potter's book though on the background, so you can look at them if you want to. I am planning on filming my video collection where I will show them, so don't you worry. But for now it's just, you know, magical spells, why not? And I'm going to be talking about different books, not only about Harry Potter books in this video, so let's start. I also wanted to apologize for spelling the spells incorrectly in advance because some of the spells are really hard to pronounce. I just wanted to say that for you to know that it's not that I'm so stupid I don't know how they pronounced, it's just that like they are in British English, so I will try my best. I think all of them are Latin though, and I had a course of Latin in my university, so. Well, let's finally start. So the first spell is Expecto Patronum, a childhood book connected to good memories. Just like the spell itself, you know, expecting something happy. And I thought about this question and I didn't come up with only one book, because I have a few books, and like not only a few, but like a lot of books from my childhood that I connect my happy memories from childhood to. So I couldn't really come up with only one, and I decided not to go with only one book and just say that as a young reader I really loved different kind of fairy tales. The second spell is Expelliarmus, a book that took you by surprise. And I'm gonna name a book that isn't even out yet, and that's ridiculous, you'd say, but this book already took me by surprise because I was absolutely just not ready when I found out this book comes out, because I hadn't thought it would ever come out. And you probably already got if you watched some of my previous videos. That is The Sixth Faction by Veronica Roth, which already absolutely, you know, just took me by surprise. And I was so happy to find out about this book, that it comes out this year. I honestly already love this book, so that's definitely the one that took me by surprise. The next spell is Prior Incanta, the last book that you read. Okay, so I haven't finished this book just yet, but I am in, you know, the process of finishing it. I'm still reading it, and that is The Host by Stephanie Meyer. This real chunky book that you can totally count as like 2 read books because it's just enormous. Plus that is a read for me, but I absolutely adore just every page of it. Honestly, this book is so amazing, and that's why I just want to talk about this, because yeah, I haven't finished it yet, but I just need to talk about this book to the world and bring it to the masses because it's just absolutely amazing, and I love this story. At one hand, I just want to finish it so much. I have like 100 pages left, and I'll probably finish like either tomorrow or like probably not tomorrow because I have a test and I have to, you know, get ready for it, and I'm going home tomorrow, so it's gonna be pretty busy day. But I will probably finish the day after tomorrow when I'll be home, and I will just sit and read the final pages of the book, and that is going to be absolutely heartbreaking. Even though I know this story and I know how it ends, like I have already read it, I watched the movie. Like I just can't understand how it can make me that, you know, just interested in this story, just excited about it. Such a great story. Guys, I really love it. I really recommend it to you. even if you hate Twilight, please don't let it make you not read this book because it's absolutely amazing. Definitely like the best book of this year so far. One of my all-time favorite books now because wow. And so yeah, that's the last book I read today. Well, I also listened to one other book, so that technically isn't like the last. I didn't really read the last book, I listened to it, so I'm gonna count as the last one that I read. And even though I haven't finished it, it's not what this question asks, so you know, it definitely counts. Alohomora, the book that introduced you to a genre you had not considered before. And for me, it's one of the books that I read this year, and that was such a phenomenal read, even though I wasn't as shocked in the end as I thought I would. I still really like this book and I have, you know, really great memories. And I also really like this book because of the fact that it introduced me to a genre I hadn't really read before but wanted to, and that is a thriller genre. And the book I'm talking about is Before I Go to Sleep. I want to say Before I Fall. That's also a really great book, but that's a different one. Before I Go to Sleep, I don't remember the author, someone Watson. I just loved this book. I didn't love the ending as much as I wanted to, but the book itself was really, really great. It was interesting and I want to read more thrillers after this one. Ridiculous, a funny book you've read. Okay, so I have a little problem with this one because, you know, books don't really make me laugh. Maybe because I don't really read this kind of books, you know, because you wouldn't really call a dystopia about survival funny read or anything. That's mostly what I read. So plus I feel like it's really hard for, you know, books or any like movies to make me, you know, laugh. Like, yes, I love lighthearted stories. Sometimes I read them, but it's not that like they make me laugh or anything. There are some parts in books when I can, you know, laugh because of like characters' replicas or anything. For example, that happened with Host recently. I loved when one character said something that's funny to me. So yeah, but like I wouldn't call it a book that made me funny because I want to cry right now when I have like 100 pages left. But yeah, you got me. Like I want to laugh. It's not that I don't want to laugh in the books. It's just hard for like books or movies to make me laugh. I love sketches though. It's probably the best way to make me laugh. There are so many great ones. But like, yeah, it doesn't really work like that with the books or movies, I don't know. But I still have one book that I can talk to you about, and that is I Still Have Missing Friends, because I remember how this book made me laugh in a lot of moments, and that was probably like the closest humor to mine, because that was just so funny in some moments. There was this like teenage horny humor. I remember one moment when I really laughed, and yeah, just like the whole book seemed more funny than, you know, anything other. So yeah, I think that's one of the books that made me laugh the most, I guess. Of course, there probably are some other books, but I just cannot really remember them, you know. Sonoras, a book I think everybody should know about. The Host, once again, because that's just a phenomenal read. Honestly, guys, read it. It's amazing. I swear, one of my favorite books ever. And also one of the books that I really want everybody to know about is my own novel, which is Project Moon, because that is the story of my heart and soul, and I dedicated so much time to writing it. I just love it so much, and of course, like, I want everybody to know about this one. Obliviate, a book or spoiler that you would like to forget having read. And again, I wouldn't really mention any books because, you know what, I don't think I regret about reading like any of the books. Well, probably there are some of the books, but I just don't really want to mention. It's just that they weren't really for me. I guess some people can't like them, and that's, you know, that's fine. That's the thing about books. So I wouldn't really mention any of the books, but I should definitely mention spoilers. Because, for example, I'm finishing City of Glass right now, and that is one of the books that I was spoiled about. I don't really remember how exactly I was spoiled, but I knew for the longest time the revelation of the story. I guess the book was just so long out there on BookTube or on Bookstagram that I already knew all the spoilers. I feel that I came to this fandom at this time when there were a lot of other books out there, and of course, like, people wanted to talk about the books that were there first. So of course that was probably inevitable for me to, you know, get all the spoilers. So that's probably one of the reasons I'm not really a fan of this book. And yeah, we'll talk about this one in my wrap up. I'm still liking it though. It's just that, like, you know, I feel like I really wanted not to know the spoiler to, you know, be like, wow, is that really it? Like, how is that? Even though it's kind of like, you know, I am like the biggest movie fan. And when I just rewatched it like a week ago, I was like, did this movie just like spoil the City of Glass? Because it literally says it. And also, if you haven't read this one, you should definitely skip this part of the video because I'm gonna be talking spoilers. But yeah, up until like almost the end of the City of Glass, we think that Claire and Jace are brother and sister. And when we find out they're not, we're like, whoa. But in the movie, it basically says it because we don't really see everything from the point of view of Clary or, I don't know, Jace or anyone who doesn't know the truth. So yeah, it kind of like says it. I didn't really get that, but I guess so, yeah. I don't know. But anyways, City of Gods is the book that I wanted to not know the spoiler of. Imperio, a book you had to read for school. And okay, I had some books I needed to read for school, but I just don't really want to talk about them here. But considering I am in university right now, I'm actually finishing it this year, next month. Well, the months after next month, I better say. But yeah, considering that, I decided to change this question to the book I had to read for university. And you know, I'm not really this kind of books reader. I honestly hate them so much, so I don't really want to remember anything from what I've read for the exams, but I remembered something and I decided that I wanted to answer this in this video, because that is Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. And you'd think, what? Why did I have to read this book for university? And well, I'm gonna tell you why. So it wasn't like a, must reading, let's say, that I had to have done for my university or anything, because sadly we don't have subjects that are related to Harry Potter. I know there are some universities where they have them though, and it's just, wow, I just have to apply to them. Can you imagine like going to university and studying Harry Potter? Wow. But why did I have to read this book for university? I'm gonna tell you, because last year I was writing a research paper with the topic of Harry Potter translations. I was really interested in that and decided to pick this up as my topic for my research paper. But the thing is that back then when I started writing my research paper, I had not finished the Harry Potter series. So of course I have watched all the movies before, and not like only one time, but like a few times, and I already was kind of a fan, and I felt kind of ashamed that I'm writing a research paper about Harry Potter, but I had not even finished this series. And so that was one of the books that I just wanted to read, not only because of that, but out of interest as well. So, in the midst of writing it, I just took it and finished it. The Deathly Hallows and The Cursed Child after that as well. So Harry Potter is the book that I had to read for university, I guess. Not really, but like kind of. You got me why I told you the story. Crucio, the book that was painful to read. For me, it's probably Legend by Marie Lu. I just absolutely hated one of the plot twists somewhere in the middle of the book. And the thing that happened to one of the particular characters and what was happening to them, like until the very end of the book, it was honestly painful to read. It wasn't like a long read, happily. It was an interesting one, but it was just not a pleasant one for sure. I was like so mad. I was so frustrated with this book, guys. Honestly, I hated this book towards the end. And yeah, that's also the reason I couldn't even continue the series. I still have not finished the second novel. I just got stuck and I couldn't get through it just because of, this thing that happened. It just triggered me a lot. I hate this plot twist, honestly. So yeah, for me it's probably Legend. At least it's the first book that came to my mind when I looked at my bookshelves. There probably are some other books, but one of them. And the last one is Avada Kedavra, a book that could kill, interpret as you will. And I would once again mention my own novel, but this time not Project Moon, but Project Earth, which I'm currently working on. And that's definitely like the book that could kill any of the characters, so be ready, guys. But yeah, there's just a lot of times where characters could really get killed. It's just, the world they live in. Yeah, it's just the book that kills. I probably shouldn't say anything more. So yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you liked this tag. If you did, give it a thumb up. If you have your answers to this magical spells, write them down in the comments below. And yeah, just like happy Harry Potter Day. Harry Potter always stays in our hearts. I'm Team Gryffindor, by the way. I feel like this video, I just have to run to my lecture right now. That's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!